Hey everyone, it is Dani and welcome to this update video on what is going on across the Caribbean. And so we'll be taking a look at that front that made its way by. However, it is not quite finished with the Caribbean just yet because we're going to have a new pattern, and that is going to be inducing rainfall activity from what's left of the front into the Caribbean, as another is going to be making its way down from the US in the early part of next week. And so we're going to be looking at all of that in today's update video. And so before I go into details, please do subscribe if you haven't done so already, and tap the notification bell so that you never miss an important update. Okay, so as we take a look at this infrared satellite imagery here, we can definitely see that front. It is now extended across parts of the Eastern Caribbean out into the Atlantic. And so we can see just how extensive it actually is here. And there is some rainfall activity still taking place across some areas, but mainly for the Northeastern Caribbean at this time, which would include parts of Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, and also parts of the Leeward Islands. So as we take a closer look at the Caribbean here, we can see that not a whole lot of activities taking place right now, but we can definitely see where that front is extended into the eastern part of the basin and likely inducing showers there, because as we go ahead to the visible satellite imagery, we can see that it is likely that they're having some intermittent showers over to that area. As we're going to be progressing into the next couple of days, as I said, there is going to be a change in the pattern, and that is going to be helping to induce quite a bit of rainfall activity across some areas, especially as we head into the early part of the new week. And so let's go ahead and take a look at the current surface chart, and here we have it. So there we have that front. Of course, it is represented by that blue line with those triangles. And then we have that high, which is represented by that H, that is off the southeastern US right now. So that is something that is quite typical after the passage of a cold front, where we have that high pressure system. So we're going to find that winds are going to be increasing across parts of the Northern Caribbean, and that is already the case for some areas, as a matter of fact. So that increase in winds, of course, and winds mainly coming from the northeast or from the east for some areas. And then what is left off the front is going to be influenced by those winds, because as I mentioned, if you watched yesterday's update, winds rotate clockwise within a high pressure system in the northern hemisphere. So as a result, we're going to have that direction of the stream of activity that is left off the front. And as the other front is going to be making its way down from the US, we're going to have that activity kind of feeding into it. So that means the northwestern Caribbean is going to be receiving quite a bit of rainfall. And so as I speak about that, let's now go ahead and take a look at the rainfall accumulation map here. And so this is from the Euro model, and we can see here that there isn't much rainfall expected across the Caribbean within the next 24 hours. However, we do see some totals for Jamaica, but nothing very intense, maybe just some brief showers within that time frame. However, as we take a look at what is expected for the next 3 days, we can see that the accumulation is increasing, of course, because we're going to be having more rainfall as time progresses. And we can see here that for the Lesser Antilles, we're really seeing just Guadeloupe and Dominica with some of those higher totals within the next 3 days. Other areas we get in maybe pop-up showers, but that isn't going to be something very, very intense or to be concerned about. We see more of those higher totals within parts of the northwestern Caribbean. And then as we head to the next 5 days, this is what the Euro model is expecting. We see some of those highest totals over parts of Central America as well as Cuba, and even some sections of Jamaica as well. So quite a bit of rainfall activity expected as we're going to be progressing into the early part of the new week. So guys, please do take the necessary precautions and stay safe when you need to. And of course, I'm going to be keeping you guys updated on this as we head throughout this weekend and into next week. So that is pretty much it for right now. And so again, we're going to be having those strong winds at times pulsing across some areas, especially parts of the Northern Caribbean, and the areas that are really expected to receive the most rainfall include the Northwestern Caribbean and parts of the Lesser Antilles, especially in the vicinity of Guadeloupe and Dominica. but other areas are going to be receiving minimal quantities of rainfall or minimal totals of rainfall, guys. And so that is pretty much it for this updates video. And if you have any questions, you can leave them down in the comments, and you can also share your thoughts there. And of course, remember to always be weatherwise.